Hello everyone, it's Tracy from the Wildlife Garden. Thought I would do a June update on the garden. It's very early morning, it's Sunday and it's about 8 o'clock. Very cool at the moment and a bit breezy. But yeah, I thought I'd show you how the garden is looking. This is the 10th, 7th, 8th of June I believe. Just to show how all the plants, there's a lot on the right of self-seeded plants. There's I don't put anything in on that side, but all on the ones on the left are in pots. So yeah, lots going on. Just a lovely day. Just waiting for some of the flat plants to still flower. Pink shrub I don't know the name of, but it's liked by the bees. These are oxeye daisies. They've been beautiful this year. A little basket there of plants. My bay doesn't look very healthy. The pot was flooded. I disturbed the sunbathing bee there. More oxeye daisies, Johnson's blue geranium, and this is campanula. It spreads itself lovely and it can grow. Well, this is east facing. No, sorry, that's west facing, but I've got it in the front garden. I'll show you my front garden. It's not really a garden, but it has got it out there and it's north facing. It gets no sun at all and it flowers well there. This is my everlasting sweet pea that used to be supported by the buddleia that's down now. So it's flopping all over the flowers. I'm having to support it. So I might have to next year be on top of that and cut it before it gets too busy. This is a bee trying to use the campanula, but this plant is loved by bumblebees and solitary bees. It's a good food source for especially the solitary bees. They carry the pollen off and put it in their nest holes. This is a new rose. I forgot the name of it. Peace something, I think. It's my friends have brought it for me. Still got foxgloves to come into flower down here, but the aquiledia's just going to seed. Be great to give those a good shake once they're in seed. Hostas are still doing fine. There's a couple of nibbles on it I noticed last night, but this morning, but it's doing fine and just beginning to produce flower spikes. Some people take them off, but I like them. This little area would be great to show as an area for people who've only got maybe a tiny garden or planting in pots. This is a beautiful poppy, purple poppy. My friend gave me these seeds. They've come back again this year. They didn't show last year, but they've come back this year. This is a campanula loved by the solitary bees, especially the leafcutter bees at the moment. That's a cabbage I've planted in a pot ready for the cabbage whites. I've got them spread about a bit. There's about 6 or 7 of them or more. This one has actually got a caterpillar on it. I filmed it yesterday. I'm not sure what sort it is, and it hasn't moved since yesterday. So, but it's welcome. That's ragged robin, and then up the garden onto the borders. More cabbages at the back there. In front of the are the violas. Just going over now, finishing now. Got a Astrantia just starting to come into flower. And I thought I'd show you this was a lovely blue clematis, ballerina blue or something like that, and the seed heads are lovely. They really stand out. And the hairy-footed black flower bee really used it a lot, that clematis. These are my fuchsias. They're very tall, and I've sort of made them as a standard. I've raised a canopy on them. Absolutely always buzzing with bees, alive with bees. My lavender is going to be absolutely gorgeous and alive with bees too. A hollyhock come up. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the lavender. I love seeing the bees bouncing on the lavender. More Astrantia. This is the white one. It's easy to spread around the garden. Bees do enjoy it. Goldenrod, and yeah, that's the red campion again, just going over now. I believe if you cut it to the ground you can get it to reflower. Some strawberries in pots. We've eaten some of the strawberries. Geraniums, Aquilegia, nasturtiums. This is toadflax, but not open yet, with goldenrod in the background and lucifer. Winter jasmine on the fence in the background. Baskets of strawberries, more fuchsias, and yeah, that's what the middle border is looking like at the moment. Still lots to come up and flower. The oregano is yet to flower. Bees love the oregano. This is a lovely white foxglove against my neighbour's new fence panel. I had to replace the fence panels. And my one and only David Austin rose, and look what we spotted on it. Beautiful white crab spider, which later on, when I was telling my husband about it, he came out to have a look. It had caught a fly. It's the cheapest David Austin rose I could find, but it's the prickliest David Austin rose you could ever have. Yeah, the border's looking really full. There's those alliums to open. They have got a name, and I forgot the name of them. Ball's mauve. The pink geranium just spreads everywhere, but it's absolutely loved by solitary bees, so I'm happy for it to spread. And I've got the tallest foxglove ever. This is about 7 foot tall and stands up to the breeze really well, with the fennel just coming in the background there, looking lovely. That's creeping buttercup amongst the roses. We've got roses, foxglove, clematis, that'll be in flower soon. And this is my favourite white geranium. More astrantia. This is a red one. A lovely little plant. Roses not really good for the bees, but the one in the background is the red one there. The bees will go in that one. It's got knapweed to come up around that rose. That's a white gel gone over, and this one's just got the last few flowers left. But the density on that side is so important. I keep all the shrubs and that as dense as I can, so the birds can travel up and down the garden safely. That's a mock orange, the white shrub that's facing you, but I don't see anything on it ever. Japanese anemones to come up. Joe Pye plants still to come into flower. Yeah, and that spreading pink geranium. There's some Japanese anemone amongst the buddleia there. That's a white buddleia, loved by the butterflies. This is a climbing rose that's spreading on the fence, gone into my clematis as well. So a lovely mix there. Clematis only just starting to open. It gets covered in flowers with yellow loosestrife underneath, astrantia, geraniums. The patch of bursile is due to the wood pigeons, because just above that section is the sunflower heart feeder, and they forever pecking at the droppings from the goldfinches. That was lovely and pink over there. Before it was the red campion, but it's all gone over now. And that's the middle section of this long, narrow Victorian garden. I thought I'd show you the piece of grass that I don't cut. So all the wildflowers that are slowly encroaching into it over time. So I'm trying to think how long it's been since I used to cut it, but now I don't. We've got nettle-leaf bellflower, ragwort, obviously the long grasses. That little yellow flower is woodavens. We've got meadowsweet. I'm amazed meadowsweet came up in the garden. I'm not sure whether there's ground ivy, cleavers, more woodavens. That's the seeds, the brown ones are the seeds of them. More bellflower. We're getting the scissor bees soon, the teeniest bee flower. Those are the crocuses about to burst their seeds everywhere, so that hopefully they'll spread. And yeah, so it's looking good. There's some cow parsley in there that's just gone over. Here we've got a lot of plants yet to come into flower. Looking towards the top of the garden, There's the white mock orange again, very easy to spread around. This border's just coming in. There's oregano to come into flower, a geranium's just starting, so still quite a lot to come into flower there as we head up towards the top of the garden. Most of my plants are in pots or raised beds due to the number of large trees I've got in the garden, and also there's a thick concrete path that runs the whole length of the garden, so it would cost a fortune to replace, so I just put everything in pots around it. So all of these are in pots, none of them are in the ground, but obviously over time they do root through the pot and root into the ground, so that does help them. This is a yellow flower. The bees adore it. They buzz in it like they do in a poppy. Very short-lived flower, but yeah, great. Their legs get yellow with pollen. The pollen sacs really almost orange coloured. The herb robbert's still flowering in the cherry tree. And then here I've got more lavender and the rose, that lovely red rose, and the mixture of wildflowers here. This is the winter flowering, I think it's called Freckles, the winter flowering clematis, flowers over Christmas and into January. They're great for any bees out at that time of year. And I look back towards the middle of the garden. I think the important part to see is how densely planted everything is. When you've got frogs in the garden and mice and things like that, and hedgehogs, when they visit, they need cover, so there's plenty of cover. Bird's foot trefoil just coming into flower, fox and cubs, willow herb, ragwort, knapweed will be out soon. Over towards the back of the pond, oxeye daisy, knapweed, lots of natural native plants. And then the pond, obviously, which is topped up beautifully now with all the rain we've had. The juga's gone over now, just the last little bit, as the Johnson's blue starts to come into flower. I think I've got a Strantia in there as well, and a Stilby. So more to come up in there, and the Mombretia, bright orange flower of the Mombretia, and there'll be the white everlasting sweet pea and the normal sweet pea, so lots to come. This is under the apple tree, the lungwort there, raspberries, creeping buttercup. There's a thistle in there, I forget the name of it. It's an ornamental. I need to move this pot. I filmed that to remind me to move it, it's not sunny enough for it. This lovely section here has got the apple tree in it and is full of apples. I didn't expect this many apples this year. We had a lot last year, so it'll be interesting to see what happens in the June drop, whether it'll drop a lot in June, as they can do. And of course my robin, because I'm very close to the nest now, and he's got something to bring. I think the female's sitting on the nest because it's quite cool. I need to cut back that geranium, it's almost finished now, but every time I think I'll cut it back, there's bees bobbing up and down on it. We're going to have a glut of raspberries. I've never seen so many raspberries. Really good year for the raspberries, and a really good year for the currants, except for the leaves that have been eaten by the sawfly. But it hasn't affected the crop, so lots to come. And now this mock orange, which is almost like a double, is usually busy with bumblebees. So that one, and it smells beautiful. That one, yeah, really good for the bees. The holly's covered in berries. I'm noticing how much fruit is coming this year. There's another plant I'll show you shortly. That's what's left of the clematis I cut down that went over the arch. We're right by the robin's nest now. And obviously we can see why it was a bit panicky when I was taking that plant down, because it probably gave a bit of cover. It's in that little basket, if you can spot the basket there. That's where the nest is. And that ivy. Buddleia. Lots of shrubs to grow up here and trees. Through to the raspberries. Absolute abundance of raspberries. Granddaughter will love picking them. The green alkanet is almost finished now. And then up here really is just left to its own devices. Red alkanet, sorry, not red alkanet, red campion, dock leaves, cleavers, buttercups, nipplewort. I can see lots of young seedlings of honesty, the mahonia, buddleia, hawthorn, oak, ash. All of these will grow up. That's the black elder in flower, and these buckets of water that I spread about the garden for frogs. The cleavers is just coming into flower. It's an insignificant little white flower, but it'd be great if the hummingbird or moth came and found it. We do get them in the garden sometimes. Yeah, so yeah, and that's what cleavers does, sticks to you so it can spread its seeds around. Lots of long grass up here for the butterflies. Hopefully the second lot of speckled woods will be out soon. I would love dock beetle to come. I grow docks with dock beetle, but I've never seen it in my garden. It's a beautiful green beetle. Dogwood has just finished. I should imagine there'll be lots of berries on that too. Looking at it, they get a little blackberry on them. There's an elder there, a white elder in flower. And then these are damson trees that don't really produce any damsons. I've never had damsons on them. Ivy, fern, and there is honesty, yeah, that was the red honesty, so I want the seeds off that. I've spotted all this hedge garlic growing on the path up to the dead hedge. They'll be in flower next year, I presume. That's lots of sticks from the cherry on the right there then. And the ivy slowly encroaching into the dead hedge. It's an upside down, upturned pond there that was too big for my garden. Somebody gave me, but I'm always hoping that foxes will go under it, but I think mainly rats live under it. Got hazel up here, more ash, yeah, lots of trees up here. And the great tits always nest in the box that's up here too. They've had their young and fledged this year. Whether they'll use the box again, because they do have more than one brood a year. And that's the look towards the wilderness and back into the top of the garden by the apple tree. It's just getting the first of the morning sun, so the fence on the left is east facing, so it gets all the sun first thing in the morning. More plants in pots as well as birdfoot trefoil. It's just coming into flower. Yeah. Just keeping as many flowers going as I possibly can. The more you've got, the more you'll attract the insects. That's a little buddleia I brought, a dwarf buddleia, so looking forward to seeing what that looks like when it flowers. And just a mix of all sorts here really. There's the toad flax actually in flower. Beautiful, a beautiful flower and beloved by insects. Some blackberries there. These are pots with the irises in, so there's water in there. They're actually in water. Frogs love to go in those ones. Knapweed, pots of knapweed. All sorts really. Again, the denseness is so important to ground cover. You can't see any soil apart from that little patch under the tree where the birds feed. That's Joe Pye, more toad flax. Yeah, just a very densely planted garden. And you can see how birds can travel safely. This is the first flowers on here, that's why I'm showing, but this is the one I wanted to show you. It's my one and only yellow rattle. How sad. My garden is just not suited for yellow rattle. It's too shady. And this is the pond from the opposite side. I will show you from one side, but the other side, so I thought I'd show you from this side. And again, how densely planted it is, so anything getting into the pond and out of the pond has got cover. It's very important. And yeah, just the shrubs on the fence, the rambling rose that gets a bit too rambly is growing again, and the everlasting sweet pea has now reached the top of the fence. Another clematis in flower, and here's all the berries on this one. The name slips my mind at the moment, but yeah, great for the winter, ready for the birds. There's a daisy to come up in here, and some more wildflowers. There's fox and cubs and other flowers to come up in there. There's so many I can't remember what they are. And that's a look down back towards the house in my long narrow Victorian garden. And look, the cabbages have been found. Those are the eggs of the cabbage white. Might put this in the shed, well, not in the shed but in the net, so at least we get some that overwinter. These are my foxgloves. These are the native foxglove, ready for next year, all doing well. This is, I think, is great willow herb. It feels so soft. It's like velvet. And then the obliging bee came to the poppy. Can you believe it? The timing. Here it comes. Plop. And I thought I'd let you hear the buzz that they make when they drop into poppies. And then we head back towards the house, me and my cat. She follows me everywhere, so she's a house cat really. She rarely comes out. And if the sun comes out, we'll get the cushions out and sit down by the house. It's not a good sign though, the parasol's not up. If the parasol's not up, it's cool. That's the white honesty seed heads. I'm trying to get those to so I can have white honesty seed as well. And this is where I sit with my coffee or my breakfast and just enjoy the birds, the fountain when it's running, and that's it. Have a good time. See you soon. Bye.